today?
Just overall, just defense, we have to be better. We knew coming in the game that third and fourth downs were going to be crucial, and so we just have to get out the field and help our offense with better field position.
What do you feel like went wrong on a bunch of those third downs that you weren't able to get off the field?
Just tackling was mostly big issue. He just this little slippery cat got out, and so we just got to do better.
And in that first quarter, that first touchdown, a bit of a rarity for this 25 team to give a touchdown. I believe it was the first time it's happened this season. Where was the focus on that play, and what do you think went into giving them a touchdown there?
I don't remember the exact play, but just got to be better at the fundamentals, better at the basics. So.
You watched the film on, but did anything about Trinidad surprise you, just seeing it live?
Yeah, he's very quick, agile. He can get out pretty fast, and so that was what I saw.
With McKenzie going down, how much did that affect the defense? I mean, overall, just having a guy that gets you guys in formations a couple of times, and him not being out there for a lot of the game.
Well, I mean, it was a big loss, but we can't just depend on one guy, and just our mentality is next guy up, and so I think the guys that came in, they did an excellent job.
Kip, just how disappointing is it? Your offense gets the lead, and then as a defense, you guys want to close that thing out and just to allow a touchdown right off the bat.
Yeah, very disappointing. We have to be better. We got to get out the field, set the offense up better, and so just overall, just defense, we just have to be better off.
Kip, last week Brent talked about how that win and the way you guys won that really felt like a big step forward. Now today, how do you sort of look at this one? If last week was a big step, did you take a step back today?
I don't know. I really don't think it was a step back, but just something new to learn. Just learn how to be better.
The fact that you guys had a good team on your home field and down is there a level of disappointment the way this one went down today?
Yeah, just disappointing. Like I said, we just got to get out the field, help the offense better.
Where'd you feel like, obviously got the momentum back there at the end of the third quarter, where'd you feel like it flipped again back in their direction late?
Just the fumble from the punt kind of was a little mood swing, but we still had to come out and do our jobs.
Appreciate it, Kip. Thanks.
Advantage for his size, just kind of hiding and being able to skirt out against you guys on third down?
Well, no, I think it's really normal for quarterbacks to be that size, I feel like everybody get used to, like, the Sellers of the world and, like, 6'4", but, quarterbacks are, they're built like he was, and he made us miss in the right spots, and he made the right throws, and he's a great quarterback, and he's got a bright future ahead of him.
As a defense, finally retake the lead, the crowd's into it, everybody's hype, and then you guys just give up a touchdown. Mm-hmm. How disappointing is that, just as a group, with how much pride you guys have?
I feel like, it's football. At the end of the day, it's just, when they score, you're not excited when they score. So I just feel like, I don't know, we're just not in the right spot at the right time.
Do you think it's more of a passing defense issue? Is that where you guys are struggling right now, or at least in today?
I don't know. We just got to get back to the drawing board and, fix the things that we need to fix, and can't let guys run free, and, we'll get better at it.
Kendal, how important is it, just the quick turnaround, rebounding mentally, knowing that you're going to play 4 straight top 25 teams finish after this?
I feel like that's the biggest part. You're in the SEC now. I had to get used to it, playing top 10, top 25 teams every week. You have to be able to let it go, the good and the bad. Every week is the biggest game of the year, so we just got to get back and work harder and, get back to the drawing board and go down to Knoxville, and it's going to be fun. I love going away games, but more than home games, it's just fun, so it'll be fun going down there and, and playing in that atmosphere.
Did your experience at OSU last year with the way you guys finished the season help you maybe in terms of, knowing how to bounce back?
No, you never get used to losing. I feel like that. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't like losing, and I've lost some in my career, but it never gets easier. I feel like it hurts. I mean, this team they came here and they treated me so well, so I want to do so much for them, so it hurts. I mean, it doesn't get any easier.
What's y'all's process moving forward? I mean, you talked about having to play those 4 teams coming up. What are the next couple of days look like for you all?
I feel like they have to look like progress. We have to get better. Every week we have to get better, and we just got to keep going forward, put one foot in front of the other. So I feel like coming back as a team, and on Monday we have to fix the corrections and come in. We can't come in, quiet and everybody's down like it was a funeral. I mean, it's football. I mean, we only get 4 more of these, as we get 5, promise. But we have to come in and see the good and the bad, and you have to take the ugly with the pretty, and you have to get back and you have to make the right changes. You have to be able to take coaching. You can't come in and be mad because coach is cussing you out because you messed up on a play. And, it's the SEC, so when you mess up, it's consequences. So you have to be able to take the coaching from coaches, and you got to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and make the change.
Kendal, you referenced four left in the regular season, 4 really tough ones.
Yeah.
What's the challenge going into this home stretch?
I don't feel like it's the SEC. I feel like everybody's going through. We have I wouldn't say hard schedule. We just have a good schedule. We have really good opponents that we play, and it's fun football. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. So I feel like with it being the 4 good teams, it's gonna be more fun. I hate playing games where that like your opponent isn't up to caliber with you. But when you go into games like Tennessee and all them guys, it's nothing like it. I played college football for a long time, and this season has been the most fun just because every week, you're playing the best teams. So I feel like these next 4 games are going to be really fun and see how far this team can come.
Last one. How cool was it seeing the game that Xavier had today, just, as another Oklahoma kid having an impact on this team?
Yeah, I always told Xavier his time will come. He runs hard, and, I play with a guy who runs like that. I don't like to say his name in this building, but I feel like when he runs and he gets loose, and I always told him just keep your head down and keep running. His size and his strength and his speed, he's one of our fastest running backs at a big size, So it's fun going against him every day, and he's a great kid, and I love him, and I just feel like he stepped up in a big way today.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. I mean, it seems like the pass defense has kind of been the weak point right now.
I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of both. I feel like it's pass coverage and run contain, because he did get out a lot of third downs, and we didn't stop the air raid they threw at us.
When he's making those plays on third and the scrambles, how deflating is that?
I mean, it's all right, but we're my next man mindset, next play mindset. So like, if he gets it off the field, it's time.
I felt like you guys got all the way back there in the third quarter. When did you feel the momentum kind of switch again in the fourth?
I feel like we still had momentum the whole game. It's just we just didn't execute on third downs.
How important is it for you guys to get up off the mat after this one, knowing that you're playing 4 more top 25 teams to finish out the season?
I mean, it's next man up. I mean, we got Tennessee next week. We can't dwell on this loss too long.
You guys take the lead, and the crowd really gets back into it, and then they go down and score again. I mean, as a defense, that probably hurts because you guys take a lot of pride in stopping them, keeping the lead.
Yeah, I mean, we pride ourselves on being like no points at all. So anytime we give up a touchdown, it hurts, or even 3 points.
How tough was it to come back out after you guys get a stop, but then there's a safety, and you guys are right back on the field in that situation?
I mean, it hurt, but it was key points in the game where we could have made big plays and stopped them as well. So we can't blame them just one side of the ball.
Robert, can you talk about the switch in momentum? They go up 12, and it felt like a heartbeat. You guys are back on top. Just what was going through the team at that point?
We were just saying one play at a time, one person do your one job. So I felt like that's how we kind of got back in the game.
When they then turn the momentum back towards them, what didn't you do in those moments?
I thought we just didn't execute on third downs. That's really the biggest thing. We got to get off the field.
They went out there Cortland Gillard a couple of times. How do you think he performed out there on the island pretty
I
much?
felt like he didn't. I don't even think he gave up a catch. Or he may have gave up one. So I felt like he did his job. He stood on business over there by himself.
How much did not having Kobe for a lot of this game affect you guys from a communication standpoint?
I mean, I wouldn't say it affected us that much because I know Sammy's ready, and anybody's behind Sammy or Kobe. So I feel like they all prepare like the starters. So I feel like it wasn't that much of a drop off.
Robert, do you feel like this is opportunity lost? I mean, you get a really good team on your home field, have a lead. I mean, do you feel like that about this game?
I mean, I feel like we could have pulled this game out, but I feel like we can't dwell on it. I mean, we got Tennessee next week. They don't care that we lost, so we just got to go on.
Trinidad's a pretty mobile guy. How hard is it to contain him, especially on that back end when that play goes long? How does it affect all?
I mean, we just got to stay in coverage longer and then pray and hope that our D-line and our stunt hits home.
And then their wide receiver, Winston Watkins, how tough was it to contain him?
He got, I think, 2 good explosive plays, one on me and then one over the middle. I feel like he's a great player, young player, but he's going to be a great player.
Cool.
Appreciate it, Robert.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's not good enough. That first half we had a lot of mistakes. We all got to be clean in the details, especially me. Starts with me. So, I take this one very personally, and I'm going to make sure that the whole line is ready next week.
There's kind of 2 games now since John returned that he hasn't really played up to the level that we've seen him play. I assume you guys aren't worried about John at all?
No, not at all. I think it's on us. We have to have him more comfortable in the pocket. He has some pressure in his face, and that's 100% on us. We want to make sure he's as comfortable as possible.
Febechi, what broke down on that play where you guys gave up the safety in the second quarter?
I think it's communication again, just knowing where to go to, how to leverage blocks. We all got to be, the O-line has to be more detailed, especially in critical situations like that, because that stuff costs you.
And what happened on that 4th and 2 play in the second quarter near midfield where you guys went under center and 12 personnel?
Same thing, details. We just got to make sure we're all on the same page. Just miscommunication. We have to be louder, talk to each other, hold each other accountable, just little things.
Saw Ryan Foje out there at right tackle a little bit as well. I mean, how long did you guys get to work with him at tackle?
Honestly, I'm really proud of that guy. He only worked really 2 days, and he went out there, he balled, like he dominated. Especially being a young guy, getting just kind of thrown into a position, he really excelled. Proud of him.
Oh, sorry. I think we saw a lot of EPL at left guard today too.
Yes, sir.
What would you think of him and just how he's kind of come along this season after, kind of being a reserve for most of the year?
Him too. Obviously, all around, it wasn't good enough, but EPL, Ryan Foje, both of them, they really stepped up in a big way, especially that second half. We started to get some things going, but, again, proud of those guys, but, I'm not going to take it easy on them. It wasn't good enough. I don't care if you are a freshman, we got to pick it up. We all got to be better.
In that vein, like Mike Fasusi's had some tough games. What's kind of your message to him as he's kind of going through these growing pains?
I tell him to let it burn. I want him to really feel it because things like that make you better. Again, he's a young guy. I'm not going to take it easy on him because he's a young guy, but he's only going to get better, and I know he's going to do great things, but I need him to do great things right now, so that's what we're pushing him to do.
What does it say about Xavier Robinson? I think he had 1 touch in the first half, and then the third quarter, explodes and really gets you guys back in the game.
I take that on us. That first quarter, we weren't good enough to run the ball. We weren't doing the things we needed to do. And then that second half, we tried to come out, and we were more detailed, and that kind of helped with the explosiveness. Xavier's a great player, physical, big, tough runner. But, in my opinion, I think that the first half, the failing in the running ball was on the O-line.
Did X give you guys a little bit of an energy boost, though, just the way he was running the ball?
No, of course. I mean, when you score a big play, especially a big, long run, it's going to give everybody energy. So that was really huge for us. So,
you guys obviously go to Knoxville next week. How as a unit you guys kind of rebound from this loss and get back together, play Tennessee on the road?
I think it begins with me, taking accountability for what I did, what I could do better, but I think everybody's tone right now is, what did I do this week that wasn't enough? Because obviously it wasn't enough, and I think everybody's just really focused on, improving and taking that next step, especially those young guys, you know, they're starting to get more action. So they're really focused on, you know, their details and just the minute little things in the run game and in the pass game.
Febechi, what's the message after the game for Isaiah when, you know, he has such a big game receiving, but then has that fumble right there on the punt return?
You know, obviously, you know, that kind of hurts us, but the game isn't on him. He's only one player. You know, I think that as an offensive line, we didn't do our part today. You know, I can never blame a guy for dropping the ball. Like, you know, people miss blocks, and, you know, you don't kill us. So, you know, I just think that, you know, it's on us. Everybody has to look into themselves, and I think it starts with me and the offensive line, because I feel like we should be the rock of this team. We should be the strongest unit, and we got to live up to that.
How do you kind of explain, I guess, just the fluctuation of you guys were really physical in the run game against South Carolina, and then today it's a little bit tougher sledding? Is it the opponent, or is it like a play-to-play effort for you guys?
You know, I think it's just the details, you know, stepping the right way, getting your hands inside. I think we were better in the second half, but, you know, it has to be a full game thing. You know, even the South Carolina game, I think the first half we were good, the second half we didn't do as good. So we just have to play a complete game, and we're excited for the opportunity to do that at Tennessee.
You guys get the two opportunities, you know, near the end of the game to tie it up. What's just the frustration level of not being able to do that?
Man, it's extremely frustrating. You know, those are critical situations where we have to, you know, convert, we have to complete, we have to execute, and we obviously didn't do that today. And but I think the message is, you know, what can we do better? What do we need to improve on, and how do we make sure it doesn't happen again? You know, honestly, in my opinion, we shouldn't even be in that position. You know, we should have done what we needed to do earlier in the game so that we're not in that position. And Ole Miss is a great team. You know, I'm not taking anything away from them, but I just have high standards for us.
Cool.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it.